We hustle, but the night we OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I'm a OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I keep well by my seat, boy. Know that they ride or die. I keep well by my.
Okay guys, welcome back. So I'm just pre-prepping. Is it pre-prepping or prepping? I'm prepping for the meal later on. I'm gonna eat. I'm doing the intermittent fasting still, so I'm just gonna eat for like 3 hours today. I'm gonna show you the meals later on, but I think we can talk a little bit before we move into that. I'm gonna hit the gym today, train a little bit of legs. Everything is moving according to plan. The new plan. So my weight today was like 104, so I lost 12 kilos over the last 5 weeks, which is like, some people would think that's a lot, but it is the purpose. Like I said, I don't need that extra stress from eating all day, and if I can get away with eating less in a short period of time, I will do that. Like I said, stress is the factor that I want to eliminate, just because of the injury, and also like I've been eating so much throughout the last 10 years really, but with the prep and things like that, you kind of reset a little bit because you're not given that amount of food, and it ain't processed food, so your intestines stay a little bit more healthy throughout prep, but you catch my drift. So gonna hit legs, nothing special. I'm probably gonna film a set or two. I'm doing it as, efficient as I can, hitting a couple of sets, like cluster sets or something like that, or rest pause sets, so just to get some blood in the quads, and we'll see. Might end up squatting a little bit with the SSB bar. We'll see. Like I said, I don't want to keep this going for a very long period of time, so the boys, the new guy that training with us, wanted to get a little bit more better shape, so I done his diet, and we're taking some pictures, and we're taking some pictures of my cameraman. He wanted to do his own diet, so we'll see how that how that ends. It could be a cool comparison, and we might end up talking a little bit to him how he did his diet. And that's, when it comes to those two guys, we will film a little bit when it comes to training and things like that, but they're not like, I don't want to be rude, but it's not like overly impressive when it comes to strength and things like that. And on top of that, they're very tall, so their frame needs a lot of mass to fill out. So we'll see how that pans out. We can talk a little bit about how I'm going about this. Hopefully I'll be able to make it to prep within like 4 weeks, I think. 4 weeks or a little bit less of the intermittent fasting, then we'll start prep, and hopefully for like 8 weeks is enough time to get me in shape to be on stage by the end of April. We'll see how that pans out. It might be far-fetched, but we'll see. I'm gonna do my part at least, and for you guys it's gonna be entertaining, because doing things in a short amount of time, you will see a lot of changes. So that's gonna be very different from what you see other bodybuilders do. And when it comes to like filling period of time with videos, we're gonna talk a little bit more about like society in general, just because I'm not overly interested in people and society, but I think it's very weird that everybody's complaining at the moment, and very few people are standing at their ground and saying things they mean and standing for the things they mean. Society had gotten to the point where we're so divided, and it's so easy to manipulate people into believing that the problems they're talking about is the real problems. It's very weird to me that we can divide so easily in 2023 about simple issues like men and women, black and white, left or right. I think that's beneath us as a human race when it comes to simple questions like that. And we can talk a little bit more about it. I'm just gonna figure out how I'm gonna talk about it, how I'm gonna address it, just because it's topics that everybody wants to talk about, and you know, my view ain't that different from everybody else. But it's like I said before, if I can affect some people, you know, just one or two people in a positive direction when it comes to diet, training, life in general, or the way they think, or the way they are able to think. Because, you know, one of the reasons why this problems is today is like we're taught to learn so much, and we have given so much information at all the time that we neglect the fact that we're able to step back and address problems with our minds, not just with facts. So the ability of thinking in today's society is a little bit, it's, you know, very few people that are very good at thinking. So we'll try to address that problem, and we'll see if I find somebody that will want to talk about this. Just because I think when you want to be at the best of all aspects in life, you can't be putting all these issues that's just rubbish into your mind. You can't stress about politics, you can't stress about simple questions, and you can't watch TikTok all day or Instagram all day if you want to achieve something. So we'll address that. So let's hit the gym. We're up to like 110 kilos, but my quads are almost cramping already, so we'll see how it goes. My collarbone is hurting a little bit. I don't know how far I can push it, but I think we'll stay at this week, maybe a little bit more. Depends on how it feels. So, using this one just to emphasis on the quads. It's like weightlifter shoes, just because I don't have my shoes here. I think that's enough actually. You know, when you don't eat before you train, you need to stay hydrated. So sodium and water is the best friend. And today I ain't gonna push it. So move on to leg press. Okay guys, so I'm doing leg press. I'm lifting my ass up from the seat a little bit and putting my feet down on the plate to emphasize on the quads. And you know, being injured, you have the luxury of, you know, splitting all the body parts a little bit more, so you can hit only quads, only glutes, only hams. And you know, I train a little bit on the left side, but it doesn't really do anything you know, when you think about like protein synthesis or recovery or the state of stress that your body is under, it doesn't really matter because this is not very stressful for me. So I'm gonna do this set, and this is like, I'm gonna do 20 reps, then wait a minute, then do 20 more, and probably end up like 3 sets. But I'm only gonna film the first 20 just because you can understand what I mean. So, and you know, 250 kilos isn't that much. Then up towards like 500 kilos, so power or strength stays with you a long time. Even you know, when you've been away from the gym like 5 weeks, and when it comes to the way you perform it, it's only the knees that you want to move. So less movement in the hip, almost like you're doing triceps. So quadriceps is almost like doing triceps, unless if you think about the head that you need to move your hip to lift your leg, but that's another story. So just break the knees and emphasis on the quads if that's what you're doing. That's the exercise, leg extension, and you know, we have 2 leg extensions here, and both are a little bit unstable and crooked, but we'll make the most of it, and you know, do 3-4 sets, then I do my cardio. There's no need to push any further. I just want to maintain as much muscle as possible in our quads, not to break any records, not to gain muscle, not to do anything. It's still like 3 hours till I'll eat, so my body will be in a very catabolic state today, but it makes it more, it preps my body for when I start dieting and for a show. So if it's more efficient when you start prep, you will get the most out of your prep. Most guys start at a heavy weight, then go down. We'll try the opposite this time. Start at a low weight, a low amount of food, then work all the way up, and we'll see how it ends. So do 1 set, and that will be it. And I'll show you my food for today after that. One problem is also like I can't push my ass down or pull my ass down. I just have to do the most of it because you know my right side ain't gonna be pulling anything yet. So, and I don't want to try it either. So if I pull just with my left side, I end up crooked just like the machine. So might just work for this machine, but I ain't gonna try it. Like I told you guys before, that if you want to play around with the way you point your toes, it does create a little bit different tension on the muscle, the way you either point your toe up or point your toe forward. If you do this, it moves a little bit the pressure on the muscle up. And if you do this, it works a little bit lower. Just preference. You know, throughout quad workout you work your whole muscle anyways. The only thing you won't work with the 3 exercises, like I said, is the last one is like what you will call it, leg raises. You could, if I had the opportunity to pull myself down, I could almost like kick in the air and work the last head of the muscle, but that's like, there's no need for today. So I'll see you guys when I'm gonna eat. Okay guys, so it's eating time and I'm gonna eat for 3 hours and it's almost gonna be continuously eating. So I have a set plan, and I do eat a little bit off plan sometimes, just because it's 3 hours to consume the amount of food that you need, an amount of calories that you need to not drop body weight too fast. Because if you drop too fast, you lose probably the same amount of muscle as you lose fat, and you end up with a look that's not what I'm looking for. Because if you lose muscle the same rate as you lose fat, you will look just as horrible as I do now. So in like 3 weeks, we'll see how I'm looking. But for now, I'm just gonna do the diet and do the necessary to look apart when it comes to prep time. So for the first meal, it's chicken, broccoli, rice. I cook my chicken in butter and add olive oil in this bowl. It's 300 grams of chicken, 125 of rice, and the macros is like 70 grams of protein, 25 grams of fat, and 100 grams of carbs. And like I said, this is just the beginning, but you can talk about it like right away. When it comes to intermittent fasting and why I'm doing it, it's just because it's proven to increase your hormones like insulin and GH. So you become more insulin sensitive, and GH levels is a little bit higher. And like we talked about before, don't having the luxury of having GH, you need to do what you need to do to bring those levels as high as possible, especially when I have the injury that I have. So I'm just gonna get to eating, and I'll eat this, wait probably like half an hour, and like you see, it's 18:39. So I'll eat until 9:39 probably, or a little bit before. I'm usually done after 2.5 hours because I can eat so much in a short period of time. Like you've seen before, I can really shuffle down food, and like you see here, it's a lot of food, just this bowl. But this is just the beginning, and I'll show you guys the rest in a minute. Okay, so we're about 1 hour later, and as usual, I'm gonna eat the leftovers from dinner. So, ate my chicken, just went for a quick store ride, then get back home. I'm gonna eat two tortillas with some meat and vegetables, some cheese, and then I'm gonna jump into something, real food. But like I said, I always eat the leftovers just because I don't want to throw them away. And on top of that, doing the way I eat now, it's more than halved the budget or the expenses of the food for me. You saw the way I was eating before, and compare that to now, at least half the price on this amount of food. And like I said, if you keep eating the leftovers and things like that. Yesterday I only eat leftovers. The family had chicken and rice. Ate all the chicken and rice. Then I ate some leftover pizza and grilled cheese or something like that. That's not usually what I do, but when I see that we have a lot of leftovers or a lot of things that I need to eat, I will eat it if it's somewhere in the ballpark of my macros. Like yesterday I ate 400 grams probably of chicken, so that by itself is more than 80 grams of protein. So that's the most important thing for me, that I get enough protein. So I'll eat this, then I'll show you the next meal. Okay, so one thing I do in the off season, and I still do now with the diet I do at the moment. So in this house, everybody is scared of the last part of the bottle, cola. So I drink this. Just annoys me so much because it's still cola and I love it, so still drink it. And when it comes to diet, you always want to start as high as possible when it comes to calories. So as long as I lose weight, I won't do nothing. I will still eat as much as I want or as much as I can, with a little bit of overview when it comes to macros. So I drink this and then I go for my last meal. It's gonna be a more fatty meal, and I can make up the macros for you guys at the end. But now I'm gonna drink a little bit of cola. Coke. Okay guys, so let's finish this up. It's 8:50, so a little over 2 hours since I started this. So this will be the last calories for the day. 5 eggs, 2 slices of toast and bacon. And for today I'm thinking I'm end up on like 2,500 calories. I'll show you the macros right now. And you know, when it comes to this meal, it's a lot of fat, but this is gonna bring me through the night and all the way to 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. So you know, lots of fat in eggs, a little bit of carbs in the bread just because I wanted them, nothing special about it. And bacon, of course, like a few benefits of being in a Christian country. You know, the Jews got the money, Muslims got the virgins, and the Christians got bacon. So with that racist jokes, I'm gonna end this video, and subscribe, like, and I'll probably make a video next week, probably train my good side, and we can compare a little bit. And like I said, I'm gonna do this intermittent fasting for a couple of more weeks, and when I start prep, I'm gonna show you guys my physique and how the starting point is. So stay tuned.